Hey everybody, so hope the lighting's not too bad. This has been an interesting weekend for me. I had a lot of small but not trivial realizations over this weekend, which I knew most of this stuff before. I wasn't really able to face it. So, that was my stomach. So what I decided to do is, this morning, I thought of this already like 2 or 3 days ago, but I decided to do it this morning, and that was to use the Sacred Path cards from my mom's that I've been keeping for the past, I don't know, couple years, and that I use every once in a while whenever I feel a little bit lost. So what it basically is, for all of you who don't know, oh hi Pip, it's a it's, what do you call it, I don't know. So the deck of cards have different meanings on them. They have different paintings on them, and in the book it is explained what it means. So actually, hang on, it is written by Jamie Sams. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly or not, but this has been a really, really great help for me throughout the years, actually. Whenever, as I said, whenever I feel lost, I tend to take up the cards and just lay them out and take the ones that stick out to me, and those are usually the ones that I need to hear, the messages that I need to hear. Yeah, Pip. So, the one that I've had this morning, or I picked 3 cards, and I don't quite do it like what most people work with. Come here, little silly goose. How most people work with them, but I just, as I said, I pick the ones that I feel like they're speaking to me, and then I read their message, and I decide if I should continue. So usually it's the first message is the most important for me. And this time it was the shaman's death. So it sounds pretty interesting, and when I read it I was like, okay, like this isn't good. But I thought I knew what it meant already, and I kind of did. And it's about death and rebirth of these very small cycles in life, also of ideas of fears, bad habits, stuff like that, that you've been carrying around, and or that I've been carrying around, more specifically in this context, and that it's time to let go to rest and be replaced with the new. So I already knew most of these habits. This is hilarious. I already knew most of these habits anyway, because it's hilarious. You can only see his tail in the video. It's really funny. But okay, here, hang on. Let's see if I can tilt it down a little bit. I wasn't expecting to have you in this video too, but that's alright. Yeah. Okay, well, if he decides to come back around, maybe you can see him. Anyways, so I already knew that, most of these parts of me weren't really benefiting the lifestyle that I wanted to live, or the goals that I had, and I've been wanting to shed them for a while. but a lot of them are also embedded so deeply that not really that easy. But anyways, so like for instance, I grew up in a very small town. I'm currently still in a house in that small town, or in in our house here in this small town. And yeah, and for most of my peers in school, or during my years in school, I wasn't really well liked, and I was made fun of a lot. And I had my issues, I know, so it wasn't all their fault, but most of it was a little bit okay. What you did on my pants, yeah. For never mind, I'm not gonna get into that. But anyways, so I've been scared actually to post anything, whether on YouTube or on Instagram or anywhere, relating to my YouTube channel because I didn't want them to see it, especially on Instagram. Sooner or later, I guess they'll stumble across it anyway, and might be like a little bit of a wildfire for this little town, for the people that know me anyway. And they'll be like, oh my god, did you know? Like, oh my god, and they'll make fun of me. Or that's what I'm afraid of anyway. Who knows how they'll react. But that is one of the things that has been hindering me from really embracing the project. Fear of being rejected by all of you, or just, yeah, not being accepted, or basically, like, I mean, I've only posted one video. I've made more, but I haven't posted more. So, currently my subscribers and likes and all that jazz are basically zero. It's people I know, and otherwise nobody's seen my YouTube videos, or I don't think they have. And I don't know, the thought of it is a little bit daunting that it might always stay that way. I know in my heart, I know it isn't. But the fear in my head is sometimes stronger. Or I ask what the heck I'm doing this all for. And plus I've been struggling editing, dude. Oh my god. But that's a separate topic. And well, it's basically just fear of putting myself out there, being seen for me, for all my flaws, which I wanted to put in this YouTube channel as well. This is why I'm having one of these talks, for you to know that I'm definitely also human, and that I struggle a lot, and that hopefully, in my heart I know this, pushing through these struggles will be worth it, and will be what makes me extraordinary at the end. It is not always easy to push through these struggles. I'm grateful that I learned how to deal with these, and I'm sorry I'm near tears, but how I learned to push through these without rejecting them too much, or for too long, so that I learn to live with them, but that I, in that shorter period of time, can learn to accept them and work through them, put it that way. And I'm actually really, really grateful that I was taught how to do that with a smile, with a genuine smile. And that is something that I saw with living through example through a few people, but it's also something that I taught myself. And it's one of the things that I'm really proud of for myself. Because when you go through these struggles, you tend to think of yourself in the worst way. And I know that this video, for some of you watching, it might be years down the road. You guys are facing all these struggles too, and trying to deal with yourself and your thoughts and your fears. And it's not easy. I'm sorry. And it's not easy. But it is worth it. And I can promise you that once you work through it, I don't know when. It might not be instantly, it might be years down the road too. But I have faith that you will be better for it. Yeah, right, Pip. Looking back, it's always easy to say, okay, yeah, this was for that, and yeah, I've read this quote somewhere or heard somebody talk about it, but I can't recall where from right now. If I do recall, I'll put it in the link description, and I'll say who it was, or I'll put it in with editing. But I think it was watched quite a few videos, but anyways, my point being that it's I think the quote pretty much went like this: it's easy to, in retrospect, to see what the struggles were for, but you can never. Oh, I remember. It was a speech from Steve Jobs, I think, when he was at a college graduation ceremony, I think. And he mentioned, one of the points that he mentioned was that, yeah, it was really, like, it's easy in retrospect to connect the dots. But whenever you're struggling and you're going through it at the moment, you can't possibly see what it's going to be for, or why you have to struggle through this. But maybe years down the road you will see. And right now I'm going through one of those struggles again. Might be minor, might be major, I don't know. We shall see. But right now I do have to say I feel a little bit better sharing this all with you, and I hope it might help one or the other going through those struggles, knowing that you're not alone and they do pass. But you have to go through them to get past them, because otherwise they'll just keep emerging, which is one of the shitty parts of life. But it makes you appreciate the great ones too. So, this is all from me. As I said, I'm doing this to share the real me, the me that also struggles. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one, I guess.